Thank you, Yo-Yo. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. This is Travis Semulin Sours. And after an afternoon break, we are returning to a Kaldheim traditional best of 3 draft on MTG Arena. I managed to do a draft before I had to take a break where we basically picked the cards from 2 packs, and then I had an emergency to go take care of. Came back and it had auto-picked the rest of them, and we still managed a 3-0. So, like, it kind of worked. No, I don't want I don't actually want any of this. I want Behold the Multiverse, don't I? It's like, do you want that or Squash? And the answer is yes. Like, sure. But, like, I like Invasion of the Giants in Giants. Kurder's Vicious Return is okay. It's not as good as the other Black-Red Saga. Redguard Stronghold's fine, but I ain't picking it that early, so I guess we'll start with a Behold and see where we go. I've had some good blue-black decks. We'll do something with that. So here's our opportunity to try to take the Squash and kind of see if we can get into blue-red if we want to. I'm not opposed to it. I do like Blizzard Brawl as a Prey Upon variant. We could also take the Volatile Fjord and make it a little more likely we play this. But I think there's an argument that Behold and Squash are pretty dang good. Let's take these and see which we can play. This doesn't have to be in blue-red. I found it okay in red anything, really. It's just, the card's amazing if you can cast it for 2, and pretty terrible if you're paying 5 for it. All right, now we're starting to get some indication of what we might be able to do. Not a lot. Like some. I do like Crush the Weak a good bit. Picking it early lets you draft around it somewhat. I wonder if the best pick, though, is Narfi. Because that actually makes blue-black function as a deck. Yeah, the Mistwalker is going to be fine. I think the Mistwalker would be a very safe pick. I think the Crush the Weak would be a pick towards I want to force blue-red. But I think if we're going to try to actually read what's open, it might be Narfi. Narfi with Snow is busted. Narfi without Snow is fine if you're blue-black, because it'll pump half your stuff anyway. Like, a lot more things than you think are zombies. Like, a lot of the black cards are just randomly zombies. But I'm going to stay open a little bit here. I do like Defying Destiny. If I can play that in a deck with Behold and a couple other good things, it's starting to do something. I've also done Esper Saga decks, which were pretty good. Yeah, what the heck. We'll see where we're going. The draft doesn't start until pick 5 anyway. I am feeling better, Scott. Needed a little break, and now we're back in business. I do like me an Eyeside Troll. And I like a Master Scald. But I think I'm just going to take the Shimmer Drift Veil, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. I'd really like to. Hey, sir, thank you very much for the resub. Y'all spam some cats for sir. We indeed. Thank you very much. Like, I know I'm going to play the Shimmer Drift Veil. Usually pick 5 is where I start to know what I'm supposed to be doing, and maybe it's just Snowlands. If you take out the Squash, it sort of looks like we have a plan. I've grown to really like Nico Defies Destiny if you can get, like, 4 good Foretell cards. It's not quite as good as a Gravedigger, but it's good adjacent. Well, that's a Linda. You're not supposed to first pick Linda, but it's here. We could also maybe look at something like Jeskai Nico. This is really tough for me. What a draft. I love it when they're this complicated and I don't exactly know where to go. I gotta default to the Frostbite and kind of assume that we're probably doing Jeskai stuff. No, I guess with this, we're just going to play all of the good stuff. Or I could just take the Sulphurous Mire and set us up for Grixis stuff. Like, that's not terrible either. How crazy is that? Let's find out. Because, like, I feel like we're getting... This is a really good red card. So maybe we're looking at Grixis things with Narfi? We're probably just going to end up in Giants. This next one is where we should see that Invasion of the Giants wheel. If it does, we'll probably just move in on Giants. We are set up for a Black Splash, and Narfi's not a bad one. We didn't wheel that. Instead, we wheeled Kurter's Victorious Return, which I'm not opposed to playing. Let's see where this takes us. I feel like the world is our canvas right now. So I could take a Vault Robber, which I'm not opposed to playing in this style deck, but I'm just going to take the gems. It also opens us up to playing a green card on the splash if we want to. I can't think of a lot of green cards you just want to splash. What's up, AF? Druid? Good to see y'all here. Sorry about the break earlier today, but I think I needed it. I mean, maybe I just play whatever the heck I want to at this point. I would need 6 Snowlands for me to be happy playing this, but I feel like I can probably get them. How am I going to cast that? We're going to reanimate it off of Kurter's Victorious Return. A plan is starting to develop for Grixis things. And if I can get a couple more Snowlands, all of a sudden that Priest of Forgotten Herpaderp is not bad. I hope this deck does better than the one that the chair drafted, because if it doesn't, I may as well just not draft and let the chair do it all. We could play Kurter. We're starting to line up into more of a black-red deck. Like, I could splash blue for Narfi and Behold the Multiverse in that deck pretty happily.
WB Semulin, hopefully you feel better.
Thank you for the resub, Thangarth. Y'all spam some cats for Thangarth. I do feel better. Thank you very much, my friend. This is sort of going somewhere. I should be able to wheel that, because I wheeled the other one pretty easily. The question is it going to be better than something like a Grim Draugr? Because the best card here is easily the Packmate. However it worked, I appreciate it, Thangarth. Thank you. I feel like we're just in Grixis Snow things. Let's go. I'm going to take the Draugr because I need a low drop and see if I can wheel the other Valkyrie. Yeah, Grixis Snow seems like a good place to be. Or at least black-red Snow control adjacent. I'll play Arnie. The question is beginning to become, why are we playing these blue cards? But I do feel like this is the color pair that's open in this direction. Interesting. Okay, Snow-Covered Mountain it is. Right now we're really better set up to splash a white card than we are any of this blue. Like, if you start taking this out, we're in an archetype I haven't played before, but basically Rakdos Snow. Which I'm certainly not opposed to. Probably need some 2-drops in a deck like this. Probably need to put him in the right pile. I guess this isn't really doing much if we don't get a green card. So it's kind of over here now too. But there's still stuff we could do out of here. And either the mana to make it pretty easy to splash Narfi or enough snow permanents that I start to care about it. Because like it's on my radar as something interesting. I don't love the Hulk in black-red, but if you are looking to get people dead, it can help you with that. It will also make the squash a little better. I don't think we're playing that many warriors, are we? We're not playing any. So this is just a 3-2 menace, which is not bad, but also probably not exactly what we're looking for. I don't mind wings. I don't mind gift. Gift is probably best with what we're playing so far. I think I might see another one, though, and I might want access to that wings. Usually I'm thrilled about Run Amok in Black-Red. This doesn't feel like a Black-Red deck that really wants Run Amok that much. I mean, it could be. It just isn't yet. And I don't know that I want to play a Return Upon the Tide. But let's take the Run Amok and see if we develop into that. The Black-Red duel. I do want a Draugr Recruiter as well, I think. But let's just have absurdly good mana. We wield the Valkyrie, which I kind of expected to, and the Vicious Return. I don't know that I want 2 Vicious Returns, and I'm not 100% that these Valkyries are going to be busted here. I do think I can find more snow-covered mountains, though. So I think I'm going to take it, and this is my plan. I'm in black-red snow. The mill is probably fine in conjunction with these 2 cards. We could use a Dread Rider as a finisher. I've done that before, too. I expect that Raise the Dongers would be okay, too. But I don't mind these as like a way to block Linda. There's another incentive for me to take Snowlands. I think we're actually doing something here. My interaction's not wonderful. So that's probably what we'd be looking to get going next. I don't think I can take this, even though it's very tempting. I think I need to take the Liberator. What's up, Miso? I am feeling better. We don't have any 2-drops, and I think I'd like to have about 3 in this deck. So if I don't take them this pack, I'm not going to get them. I'd also like a Demon Bolt and a Feed the Serpent while we're at it, but I don't know that I'm going to get that either. Thor's Hammer. We could play that. We could definitely play that. That gives me an actual reason to be doing what I'm doing. We still need more Snowlands for me to want to play this Valkyrie, but we can play this guy on it. I wish there was some way to tell if black-red was what was actually open at this table. Like, we could take the Shimmerdrift Veil to enable the splash, I guess. Or, you know, we're going to play this land no matter what we do. I imagine this land would be pretty good in the deck, too, because it's like 3 damage to their face. And they discard a card? It's really good. I just can't tell what color pair we were supposed to be in. I'd be very happy to do a draft review. I'm doing the YouTube draft for today. There's the last 2-drop I need. If we end up cutting these Valkyries, it's fine, but I need 2s. So after all of the games are complete with this, I'd love to do some draft reviews. I just don't want to do them in the middle of a recording. I've got enough snow to make the Draugrs playable. If I have to cut these, I don't care. That's fine. Like, we're playing Burning Rune Demon and Thor. I think we're okay on the power level. I could jam erase the seize the spoils. If I do get the snowlands, this would be pretty good, but it's still a possibility of stuff I doubt we're gonna play. Because I think right now I'm looking at maybe playing one of these if I get one more snowland. Because if you can't pump it at least once, this is worthless. And right now there's no reason to believe that we could. So like a vault robber might just need to be what we play there in that slot. I don't think I won't run amok here. Our power level's gotten to the point I could think about playing Return Upon the Tide. Yeah, I think I may actually do that. Because trading off this and getting it back would be kind of a big deal. Yeah, I think I'm just going to sub this in over the Valkyrie and be done with it. There's possibilities to discard stuff with Seize the Spoils or Kurder's Victorious Return or draw it late after Blood in the Snow. Like, if this can be the 10th card down, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I really don't want it in our opener, but I can make it work. I have sided this in before, but I think this is our deck, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. We've got to run amok. We don't have a Demonic Gifts. I think I've got enough snow that we can play this guy and expect it to be a shock some amount of the time. Probably not a large amount. Meh. An ever so slightly larger amount. Again, we have the ability to splash something like that, which I don't hate, but I think I'd rather make this guy better. I think I might rather have an extra one of these than the Jarl. Like, that's just a finisher for this stack. I didn't quite get the interaction I wanted, which has me somewhat interested in a combat trick over maybe one of the creatures. Like, there's not really a plan for doing things with the Cinderheart Giant, other than milling it and cheating it out. Maybe that means we just cut the Craven Hulk and accept that Squash is going to be a bad, slow removal spell. And play a combat trick. Or play the Jarl as a combat trick. Like, we've got tons of mana sinks here. I think I could make that work. That kind of looks like a black-red one for me. All right, so this is going to give us 17 lands. Let's make sure our colors are correct. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, I'm going to want to get a triple red at a certain point, right? So wouldn't we want one extra red source? It's fine, and instant speed makes it a little better. I guess I wasn't counting these. We're probably fine whichever way we go on this. But I still think I'd prefer to have an extra mountain. Yeah, let's party, man. Is it worth splashing Behold the Multiverse? If the mana was a little bit better, I'd consider it. I like some card draw, but we've got most of that on Seize the Spoils, right? I realize Scry 2 is way better. But if we're looking for land drops, Seize the Spoils can do stuff for us that Behold just can't. What's up, Krishna? Yeah, the power level's in this deck for sure. It's a question of whether or not we can bring it together. It's a little worrisome, but we'll still give it a go. We've got an attacker and a blocker. That seems like a good start. Ideally, we hit an untapped land and can make a baby, but it's okay if we don't. awkward, but I think we are going to want red more the longer the game goes on. It's possible they play a Coma's Faithful, and I would want to zap it. Man, I just can't activate it yet. I mean, I can, but I really want to get this Firewalker down and start looking for lands. I could like the Draugr here. They could untap and play a Lindo, which is pretty terrifying. This means I'm at least getting in some damage. Okay, I got a pretty free attack with both of these. Okay. Not exactly how I would have played that, but you know, that's all right. We're going to have big home slice to block next turn. And this still has the demonic gifts shenanigans going, so there's no reason to pop it out. But I don't see a reason not to play Arnie. It can attack as a 4-power creature next turn. I could also just play the Dread Rider. Yeah, I think I like that. Just play this, pass, next turn bring the beads. Because we got some decent beats to bring. What is this attack? This attack is I drew a Jarl. I drew a Wrath. I'm not entirely sure what this attack means. I'm absolutely baffled. Like, did they draw Blood in the Snow? Did they draw a Jarl? Did they draw a Monstrous Growth? There's so many things to play around right now. Let's see if it's Monstrous Growth. Even if it's Jarl here, I think I'm okay. I have no idea what they were doing. You will need to make your decision. Like, this is already lethal. And I've still got 2 flash spells and shenanigans going. It can't be Shadow. They'd had to use it before this attacked for that to do anything. I don't know, maybe. It's kind of what we had to do this morning, wasn't it? Stay classy, my friends. I guess this is a decent time for us to do our Stream Raiders battle. Because I got plenty of those too. Those knights are tough to beat, but if you can take them out, everything else seems doable. They just go straight for your ranged units. Makes it a little tough. But we got them now. We got them now. Except they're running away. Funny little buggers. Alright, there we go. Adam with the kills, Gru with the assists. Rewards for Gunsy, Neff, Adam, and AC8. I'll collect that later. We got to set up for a boss fight. And we are still roping. So we'll do what we can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, sold. I'm not sure what was going on there. This is green-white cards, I guess. I'm feeling a lot better, Techno Shaman, thank you. Simwife helped nurse me back to health. Yeah, I don't see that we need much of a change here. I mean, I've played that deck before. Again, the last 3-0 we had was multicolor cards I have. It's also possible they've got some amazing cards and just didn't find them. Like, that troll's usually hard to beat. I think we got pretty lucky to be able to interact with it there. This lets us fill out our mana pretty nicely. I'm just going to play this out and attack with it. I don't know that that's something I'd do for fun, Thangarth. It can be an interesting exercise. They may not know they can tap her for mana. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Or they've got a combat trick. I mean, if that's fun for you, go for it. That's also possible, Hef. That's entirely possible. Yeah, I guess you could look at it as playing on challenge mode. I don't really need to squash that to get in lethal. I can just be like, hey, deal with this. Oh. Grim Draugr for the win. Not a bad little dude. I think the deck that is excited to play a Grim Draugr is not one that comes up often, but we've got it here. Well, we've got nonsense mythics. But, like, the core of the deck can function without them. Yeah. Yeah, but they weren't required. Hey, look, a nonsense mythic. I like it. Six mana, 6/6 flyer that draws you your third best card. Not bad. Touche. I mean, right now we need a mythic land. It's a pretty mythic land. Come at me, bro. Hey, what's up, Sayonara? I am feeling better, thank you. Approach me, brethren. Is that from something? Because that sounds funny. It's pretty great, Destiny. I like it. I figured they were going to keep that one alive, and I'd like to keep Carter alive, which is why I swapped the blocks. Because you can probably see our line from here. It's not a bad line. Yeah, I can discard that because, like, worst case scenario, I can go find 2 lands if we need them. They're going to need to blow up this right now. And if they don't, I've still got this as a backup. And remember, we still have another reanimate spell in the deck. So, like, that's not even the worst. The one thing we're a little concerned about from here would be a Linda from them. So I feel like I can't really run the Jarl out yet. Like, I could swing here and trade Carter for their board, which is not bad. But I think I'd rather just trade this off for 2 of them and draw a card. I didn't think the attack did much there. I think we're probably winning with this. And another chonk wouldn't take them to 6. So my thought was we were going to win with the Burning Rune Demon, so it didn't matter if they're at 7. If that's no longer the plan. The game changes a lot, too, if they hit, like, a Linda, right? I am feeling better, Ans. Thank you. Well, now there's nothing on the top of the deck that I can't just play, which is great. But I think we're probably better off just doing this. Do I just want to get 2 lands? Because I kind of halfway do. And just make our draws better. Because I feel like our draws are already pretty okay. I could also get 2 relatively meaningless 2-drops. Like, they're playing so much discard, I kind of want to be like, let's just get some snow lands. Now we got some attacks next turn that I think I can get behind, short of a Linda. With a Linda, we got to run it a little bit differently. Not a lot differently. It's just going to take a wee bit longer. Still want to do it while it's attacking. Why did it skip through? I put a stop after blockers. I guess there's no opportunity for me to kill it there, which sucks. Boop. One more snowland wins the game. I don't reckon this is getting better than trading off and dealing them a point of damage. We still got that big old giant too. Now that don't do much. That's okay. The onus is upon them to stop this demon prior to me drawing one of our very few removal spells. Or another snowland. They can chump block for a while. With some elf tokens. Not a lot of while though. I wanted to get rid of that thing before it got even bigger. Same, it's a note that this was a much slower format than we anticipated. Or that at least that it can be. There's certainly aggro decks, but that's a lot of Elderfang Disciples. Like a ton of Elderfang Disciples. They had a Snuggle exiled. That wasn't doing anything. What's up, Jaws? I could bring in Artifact Hate if we really had any. And I could conceivably bring in a Raven Wings if we thought we needed it to block. I am going on the draw, which is a little awkward, but I still think we're sort of fine here. I could take out my Saga, which would be pretty dang funny. Because then there's nothing that their dude could really interact with. I think I might be on board for that. Like, we'll just play this out as a creature, and then their Enchantment Hate, they're never cutting it now because they got something with it, and we can just leave them with a 1/3 that they're not going to want to play out. It might be slightly crazy, but it also might be just the tiniest of edge. Which we could use. This hand has a plan. Kind of like it. Slowly. Gently. This is how you herp-a-derp. They're going to make us discard some cards, which is awkward, to say the least. Now we know they have a Linda, which makes me somewhat reticent to try. I guess we hold up Squash and try to get them with the struggle for Skimfar. If they attack, we can trade these off. 'Cause I'd really rather Squash get Linda. I paid a lot more to kill that than they paid for it, but it's kind of okay. It wasn't a 3-drop trading up, if you think about it, right? I think I just like getting little stuff here that's fine, but like not absurd. Like maybe a Liberator and a Draugr, because either one of these is fine. Neither of them's amazing. It would be, but I can't cast it, and they're going to start making me discard here in a minute. Like, the best thing we can do with the Liberator may just be that. Welcome back, Miklas. I'm feeling much better. Six flyers are good. If I have to demonic gifts this to kill something, I will. I'd really rather not. But I think where we're at, we can take 5. Linda does shave a turn off, which is awkward. I probably do have to kill this thing now, because I can't take another 5 consistently. Like, the last thing I want to do is try to have to start blocking with this. What does Arnie do here? Does it just win? Yeah, Arnie just wins, so let's do that. Yeah, we could. That's an option too if we need to get there, but I don't think we needed to. All right, I need a quick potty break, and then we'll do our Stream Raiders battle and play the last round. I'll be right back with you folks. Thank you for your patience. I do not think this will be the last draft of the day. We'll see how I'm feeling after I do this one. We got 104 of us. That ought to be enough to kill the queen. I'm going to make sure the queen is dead, though. That seems important. It's a bit of a gambit, I'll admit. Okay, the queen is dead. Long live the queen. Ronnie James Dio said that. I don't remember that one. Techno Shaman with the kills, Neff with the assists, unless it changes when we topple this last tower. Okay, it didn't. Rewards for Detective Jankshank, Mishra, Thangarth, and Shade. And one boss down. Let us continue. I'm wondering if we can get out of chest land. Because the board's a little irritating. Although I do like this one that has the magic card on it. There's no magic card on this one, but this is the spot where if they get to it, they get real good. So we need to make sure no pawns reach these things. I think we can probably handle that. All right, let's do our last round for this draft. And then I believe Miso had a draft review he wanted me to look at. If you'll post that on Discord, we can look at it after this. This is a little rough. It really needs to flood out. If it does, we're going to win, which is why I think this is a reasonable keep. But if it doesn't, we probably just lose. Because I think even drawing a 2-drop here isn't good enough. Okay. An untapped land would have been better, but this is acceptable. I think we'll just play Kurter and trade him off. It's fine. I just need to stay alive. If they've got a kill spell, I'd rather them kill Kurter than this, because if I can trade this off, we gain a ton of life back. I assumed they had a run amok there. Possums!
Hey, my second anniversary on this date.
Thank you very much, Possums. I appreciate that. Y'all spam some cats for Possums. Thank you for the support, my friend. I guess there's no guarantee they didn't have a run amok. They just elected not to use it there. Mill 3 lands? 2 lands. It was close. I certainly didn't need a demonic gifts off the top, though. Still wouldn't mind a land right now. That does sound like a tough one, Possums. I'm not entirely sure. Xanatos! Thank you for the new sub. Y'all spam some cats for Xanatos. Thank you very much, my friend. I'm just dead, right? We didn't draw the land, so we die? Because I have to blood in the snow here. Spam mini cats for Xanatos. Thank you. That's a new sub, yo. How'd you find the stream, Xanatos? Yeah, I think we knew if we didn't hit our land, we were dead. I think I'm supposed to just scoop here. Because I can discard something, play this guy, chump that, take 2, 4, 6, 8. That's just lethal. Arena Athletes. I remember you. Were you in the Arena Athletes Discord? Or maybe you just commented on it. I remember you. I remember you now. All right, so we're up against an aggressive deck. That means I probably don't need the Dread Rider and probably just need something that can come down and block early. Yeah, we knew the squash wasn't going to be great here. I also don't think I need a combat trick, and I strangely believe something like this might help us stabilize later. I guess that means you just have the anniversary once every 4 years, Possums. I actually want to go on a podcast somewhere and talk about the MTG crossover stuff because I'm so incredibly excited about it, and I see so many people pooing on it, and it's like, you have to stop. This is wonderful for Magic. But you can foretell this. I forgot about that. Okay, just because they didn't have the run amok before doesn't mean they don't have it now. Is fair. I'm gonna need another one. Well, that's gotta die. It's a shame our mill wasn't better. Maybe it can be. Unless you'd like me to just gain this life over and over, I'm totally fine with that too. That's not going to work for me. So I guess we're getting back a 3/4 flying death touch. I'm pretty okay with that. Now we defend. It does have double haste. So what do we want here? Presumably two things I can play. I think I like Dogged Pursuit. How lethal is this priest? It's not very lethal. I'd like to get the Dogged Pursuit. Let's take the Dogged Pursuit and the Giant. That means they're either giving me an enchantment that's going to be super annoying to them, or they're just going to end up with something they can't really do much about. Now they don't know about Kurdur and Toroth, because I don't think they're beating those. This is going to be a hell of a lot harder on the draw. Like, I can't realistically keep a 2-lander. That might mean we should just bring in another land. Because I've got some decent card advantage cards here. I also would like to cut... I would be cutting Kurdur's Victorious Return here, or Vicious Return, or whatever. But I kind of can't. Yeah, I think I just have to mull a 2-lander. I kind of can't because they've got that 2/2 first striking Dragon Maker. Like, I have to kill that. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I may have to mulligan a 2-lander. I really don't want to. Let's just draw like 4 lands in our opener in early interaction. Because that, like, that first hand we had against them, I can't keep. I would still argue that that's reasonable to keep in the blind. But the calculus of mulligans changes somewhat once you know what your opponent is on. I did say I was going to start working on the Joy of Drafting Season 2 this month. I think I'm going to take a week and collect myself after the big push in February, and then start thinking about that seriously. Because I've got some episodes I want to do. Any clips you guys and gals make of the stream are super helpful in those circumstances. You got some thoughts? I got some thoughts too. Give me Black Source. Black Horse! Black Horse! This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. I need a black source yesterday. Okay, okay. This is something. Now we gotta dodge Run Amok. Which I'm probably not dodging Run Amok, but we still try to dodge Run Amok. We dodged Run Amok. Gotta dodge a removal spell now. I'm gonna need a land too. I may need to pitch the Cinderheart next turn and see if we can hit a land and play the Priest and then get real nice and stable. Well, that's interesting. I'll take cards I'm gonna have a real hard time beating for 500, Alex. I didn't know they had that, and I don't have any artifact removal, which is a challenge to say the least. Because Blood in the Snow don't do nothing. At all. I can cast it next turn, but it ain't wiping that. Yeah, so I can Blood in the Snow. Not get anything back. Blood does get back Curter, so it's something. I'm just trying to figure out if there's actually a way to win here, and I don't think there is. Like, we're spending 6 mana to kill a 2/2. The only line I can see is to play this next turn, sacrifice it to bounce that again, and then try to reanimate the giant and kill him with it. But this is incredibly difficult to stop. With the lifelink gone, at least we can do something, but there's a 5/2 attacking me every turn for the rest of the game. Yeah, if there's a line that gets us out, this is how it has to start. That card is incredibly difficult to beat, especially Game 3 when you haven't seen it. Not that I have Artifact Destruction to bring in. We have no Feed the Serpents. We've got basically nothing. I'm hopeful that I can try to race him with that giant maybe, but even that's not likely. If they play the Berserker and equip this turn, I'm almost dead. My only line from here is that perhaps they play the Pegasus. Okay, this is good news. I don't think I'm likely to beat that, but it's going to be easier than trying to interact with that Berserker. Yeah, drawing the Burning Rune Demon would be pretty handy too. But here I think we're just going to get the Giant and hoping 8/7 Trampler is good enough. I think they have run amok. And that they're going to kill me with it. But if they don't, if these two cards are lands, because they did discard a land, maybe they just have nothing else. That works out pretty nice. So I can take Frostbite and then get essentially, well, I know what I do. I take Frostbite or Taroff. It's easy. They can't give me Frostbite or they're just going to die. So I get to draw the best card in my deck and you either kill me this turn or you don't. They would need 2 run amoks to do it. Alright, so this is 6 mana for 3 damage. What happens if I swing team? They take 6, double block this. So they just block the biggest things. Let's do the math. They block this. They block this, they block that. Can they do that? No, that's 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. Okay, they can do that. But if I leave this back, they can't. Right? It's not good enough. If they block here, here, and here, they would take 8, 9, 10, 11, which is lethal. So what happens if they double block this guy? 4, 5, 6, 7, they can kill it and block this. The ping goes off. They take 3, 4, 5, but their board's dead. Yeah, I would need this untapped to use the hammer. Does that change if I just kill the flyer? That means they have to double block this. If I just kill the flyer now, they have to double block this. They take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, then we just do it. It took me a minute to see it, but that works. I did not think we were beating that sword. And then we beat that sword. Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, if you'd like to win, just open Busted Mythics is what I would suggest. I would do that every time. I don't know why you guys aren't doing it more often. If you'd like to watch the streams live, you can do so at twitch.tv/Semulin. And we'll teach you how to win some drafts. Thank you all for tuning in. Come by the stream, chat, say goodbye to YouTube. It's exactly how it works, Destiny. Exactly how it works.